Egypt and Israel signed a peace agreement in 1979 to end hostilities and normalize relations. Peace has been maintained through two Palestinian uprisings and a series of wars between Israel and Hamas. But now, with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowing to send Israeli troops into Rafah, Cairo is threatening to void the agreement. Netanyahu says Rafah is Hamas's last remaining stronghold and sending in ground troops is essential to defeat the group. However, Egypt opposes any move that could send desperate Palestinians fleeing across the border into its own territory. Rafah also serves as a crucial entry point for humanitarian aid, and Israeli attack could stifle the deliveries of key supplies. The spokesperson for the Egyptian Ministry of Information hit out at Israel. He said, and I'm quoting, "Does Israel fully understand the meaning of Egypt's warnings against entering Rafah?" He added, Netanyahu said that he would overthrow Hamas, free the hostages, ensure that Gaza is no longer posing a threat to Israel's security. He failed. Along with Qatar, Egypt helped broker a truce in November that saw the release of hostages in exchange for prisoners held by Israel and more aid deliveries into Gaza. Cairo is facing significant pressure from many directions given its unparalleled historic role in the Israel-Palestine conflict. Now, as per the United States Institute of Peace, there are 6 major dilemmas facing Egypt. Except for a few diplomatic clashes, mostly related to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, Egypt and Israel have succeeded in maintaining constructive relations since 1979. Both countries view relations as critical to their interest and have sought to maintain and strengthen the relationship. However, Israel's practices towards the Palestinians have challenged and placed limitations on the extent of what is possible. The relations between Egypt and the leaderships of the Palestinian Authority, Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad have seen their ups and downs in recent years. Some analysts say that Egypt would prefer a new Palestinian leadership, but at the same time it has not been eager to see elections take place out of fear that there would be a repeat of the 2006 elections when Hamas won. Ever since then, Egyptian President Anwar Sadat visited Jerusalem in the year 1977. Cairo has been extremely active in advancing the prospects of peace. It has had a long-standing position of supporting the pursuit of a two-state solution. However, the Israeli and Palestinian context and their respective leaderships has made this task increasingly challenging. Palestinian refugee issues are complicated as they are linked to historical fears of mass transfer and the liquidation of the Palestinian cause. Egypt considers this fear more justified today, given statements from some members of the Israeli government openly promoting the desirability of Palestinian migration. Earlier reports hinted at an Israeli ministry concept paper that proposed the transfer of Gazans to Egypt's Sinai Peninsula as a possible scenario. Now, Egypt and many other Arab nations in that Israel wants to get rid of its problems in Gaza and have them become the responsibility of others, particularly Egypt. Now, Egypt has rejected this stance. Cairo has insisted that Gaza is part of the Palestinian territory and therefore remains to be Israel's responsibility according to the international law until the occupation ends. Last but not the least, Egypt is facing an unprecedented set of simultaneous challenges that have huge implications for its national security. These include the current war in Sudan, the continued conflict in Libya, and the continued failure to resolve the dispute with Ethiopia on the Renaissance Dam. As a result of the ongoing war, Houthis have disrupted maritime transportation on the Red Sea, which will have a significant impact on the revenues of the Suez Canal. This is also taking place at a time when Egypt is suffering from a severe economic crisis. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.